These are some of our team members. Not everybody could make it tonight, but they really are the ones behind the scenes doing all the work, making sure that everybody's helped, and just thank you for making the community better.
Mayor Pro Tem, why don't you stay down there and do the 7D, World Neurofibromatosis Day.
Dustin, he's telling you to stay down there and do 7D now.
Why don't you go ahead and do 7D?
Is there anybody here today on behalf of the Neurofibromatosis Awareness Day? Come on down. Did I say that correctly?
Yep, neurofibromatosis. It's helpful.
Yeah, well, I just broke it into 3 words here. Okay, so whereas the Children's Tumor Foundation is observing May 17th, 2024 as World Neurofibromatosis, or NF Awareness Day, to educate the public about this rare genetic disorder. And whereas NF causes tumors to grow on nerves throughout the body, often affecting development of the brain, cardiovascular system, bones, and skin, and can lead to blindness, deafness, bone abnormalities, disfigurement, learning disabilities, disabling pain, and cancer. And whereas, although over 2 million people around the world are living with NF, 1 in every 3,000 births is diagnosed with NF, and it affects all populations, races, ethnicities, and genders. It is still relatively unknown to the public, and whereas the Children's Tumor Foundation leads efforts to promote the financially sponsor world-class medical research is leading the way through innovation and inventive approaches to scientific advancements and improved patient care, revamping systems to accelerate the path from discovery to treatment, works to improve access to quality patient care through its NF clinic network, and provide family support through its information resources, youth programs, and community activities. And whereas much remains to be done in raising public awareness of NF to help promote early diagnosis, proper management, and treatment, prevention of complications, and support for research. Now, therefore, I, Mike Hoffman, Mayor of the City of Aurora, in recognition of this initiative, do hereby proclaim May 17th, 2024 as World Neurofibromatosis Day. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado to be affixed this 6th day of May 2024.
Thank you guys for supporting my cause. As you know, neurofibromatosis is a genetic condition, and it occurs in 1 in 3,000 births. So my son, Caden, who's now 20, has NF, and unfortunately his 2 tumors have appeared in his brain. Knock on wood, those are stable. However, I've become very passionate about finding a cure. So declaring May 17th as World NF Day really helps build that awareness, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 7B, Councilmember Drinsky.
Y'all better get over here, jail crew. Is this on? This isn't on.
You all better get over there.
Absolutely. Best crew in the whole city, right here.
You're in charge, I can tell.
No, well, no. I just hang out there.
No.
I frequent that. How do I turn this thing on? I don't think, is it on? Okay.
She said no.
We all here? Gang's all here? Whereas the Aurora Detention Center serves as a vital institution within our community, safeguarding the public through the secure management and rehabilitation of offenders. And whereas the dedicated men and women who serve as correction officers at the Aurora Detention Center demonstrate unwavering commitment, professionalism, and courage in their daily duties, ensuring the safety, security, and well-being of both staff and detainees. And whereas these detention officers exemplify integrity, compassion, and resilience, often working under challenging circumstances and facing risks to maintain order, enforce regulations, and facilitate rehabilitation within the correctional environment. And whereas the contributions of detention officers at the Aurora Detention Center are are an integral part to upholding the principles of justice, accountability, and public safety, fostering a positive impact on the lives of individuals under their care and the broader community. Now, therefore, I, Mike Kaufman, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, do hereby proclaim May 6th through May 10th, 2024 as National Correctional Officers Week. And I just want to correct National Correctional Officers Week because it is the entire year. It's not just a week for you guys. It is the entire year, and you are to be recognized every single day of the year, not just this week. I've gone and visited these folks many times. I've tried to go on different shifts. I know many of you personally, and what they see and what they deal with and what they put up with, and understand these are in very confined spaces. I've witnessed it. I've witnessed this professionalism, and it's actually an insult to just have 1 week for these folks. So my correction would be that the entire year, every single day of the year, we're going to honor these men and women behind me.
Amen.
And thank you so much for that. Mayor, City Council, thank you so much for the acknowledgement. The Aurora Detention Center staff, our team, our family, thank you so much for the work that you do. Your dedication to service is to be commended. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our super boss, Ms. Candace Atkinson, Court Administrator. Thank you.
Sincerely, thank you guys for everything you do, and I was honored that you reached out for me to read this one personally. I appreciate you guys very, very much. You reach out to me anytime you need anything. Thank you.
Given my technical skills, it's probably the back of your head.
Thank you for what you do and who you are. Thank you. You're right, ma'am. Every day is National Correction, just like mental health.
Point of order, we can't have outbursts from the,
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's cease fire. Yeah. Whereas we are committed to educating the public about jury duty and the importance of jury service, applauding the efforts of jurors who fulfill their civic duty, ensuring that all jurors are treated with respect, and continuing to improve the jury system dialogue between jurors and court officials, and whereas the right to a trial by jury is one of the core values of American citizenship, and the obligation and privileges to serve as a juror are as fundamental to our democracy as the right to vote, and whereas all citizens should be encouraged to respond when summoned for jury duty, because service by citizens as jurors is indispensable to the judicial system, and whereas a continuing and imperative goal for the courts, the bar, and the broader community is to ensure that jury selection and jury service is fair, effective, and not duly burdensome on anyone, and whereas one of the most significant actions the court system can take is to show appreciation for the jury system and for the thousands of citizens who annually give their time and talents to serve on juries. Now, therefore, I, Mike Kaufman, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, do hereby proclaim May 6, 2024 through May 10, 2024 as Juror Appreciation Week, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado to be affixed this 6th day of May 2024. And thank you all for what you do.
I just want to thank the mayor and council for your support, and I just want to reiterate what we said. Jury service is really important. If your family was on trial, you would want somebody to show up and be there, and we really make it as comfortable as possible as we can, and you'd rather serve here than at the county, so come on down.
Judge Day, anything? No. Okay. No, there we go.
Yeah, I know, right? A judge turning down a mic. I just want to thank the mayor and city council for this proclamation and all the support. And we have a great team. And for our team members that greet our jurors every single day on behalf of all of the judges, our entire bench, I just want to say thank you for all that you do each and every day. And thank you for this proclamation.
Charlie here. Veterans Commission. Whereas for 248 years, American citizens have served in our armed forces defending the nation and preserving our democracy and freedoms. And whereas current and former members of the armed forces have sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and whereas current and former members of the armed services have guaranteed their oath with their lives, liberty, and honor, and whereas the city of Aurora has a long history of recognizing the contributions of current and former members of the armed forces who have served in the city at Buckley Space Force Base, the former Laurie Air Force Base, the former Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center, the Army Reserve, and Colorado National Guard installations. Now, therefore, I, Mark Coffin, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, do hereby proclaim May 18th, 2024 as Armed Forces Day. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado, to be affixed this 6th day of May 2024. Mike Coffin, Mayor, Aurora, Colorado.
There are about 24,000 veterans living in the city of Aurora. There's 3,500 active duty members tied to Buckley Space Force Base. And if you add in about half of those have family members, almost 45,000 citizens of this city are veterans or related to them. That's about 10% of the population. We are pleased that City Council and the mayor have chosen to acknowledge them on Armed Forces Day. And if you have a moment in time on the 18th of May, out at the Colorado Freedom Memorial, there will be an appropriate ceremonies. Thank you.
Public invited to be heard.
Albertus Simmons.
I'm going to pass out these pictures before I get started. Each man is
You should give those to the clerk, right? Please give those to the clerk, and the clerk will make sure that they are distributed. Just give them to the clerk, please.
Give them to the clerk. Keep that one in your hand. Come on, sis. What's wrong with you? Leave. Which one is y'all the clerk? Here you go. Where do I stand? Let's get that out.
Podium.
At the podium. Okay. My name is Albertus Simmons. I'm here in support of Preston Nunn III. Let me get one of those pictures. This is the picture that you didn't want no one to see. Here you go, Mayor. This is a picture of your police officer, Aurora police officer, beat this man to the white meat of his head and you all sit back arrogantly giving out plaques. But at the end of the day, this family is hurting. You all, the Aurora Police and Officer Nestor, him and his 6 officers did the karate hold, which is banned by the Aurora Police. They hog-tied this man. They tasered him 5 times, and then they dropped the charges. I want you, City Councilwoman Danielle, to have the same kind of energy that you had with those folks to have with this family, because it's not right. No human being should have been treated the way this man has been treated. And to offer this man $30,000, and you all arrogantly sit by and act like it's okay. Well, it's not okay. It's not okay. The karate hold, they did the karate hold to him, Mayor, the hold is banned by your police department. They hog-tied him. And then Officer Nestor, the aggressive officer, said, I should have shot you. But the guy who's over the overseer, that the Attorney General says that you have to be, that decree, he says Officer Nestor is a reformed man now. He said they gave him 2 weeks off with pay, and now he's a exemplary police officer. The same police officer that told Preston Nunn that we should have shot you. Aurora, you hate black folk. I don't know why y'all hate us. We've done nothing to you all. But at the end of the day, you can't sit back, and you either, black sister, no, you either. None of y'all could sit up there and act like we don't matter, because we do matter. But y'all got to quit treating us like dogs. You beat this man to the white meat of his head, and then you want me to pass it out to the clerk, who may give it to you and may not give it to you. I see you got your SWAT guys around. What y'all gonna do, tackle me in front of everybody? Is that what y'all gonna do? At the end of the day, I'm gonna be respectful, and I'm gonna walk away after my 3 minutes. But I did say to Attorney General Phil Weiser, Phil, would you please bring charges to all 6 of those officers who beat this man to the white meat of his head? That's what I asked Phil to do. And he said he was looking into it. So I guess my time is up. I guess you all get your hand off your gun. I'm getting ready to have a seat. At the end of the day, I ask that you all think about, if this was your family member, what would you do?
Mally Tolman.
Hello, my name is Molly Tolman. I'm also here with Preston Nunn. He has been fighting this police brutality case for 3 years, since May 15th of 2021. We get that it took over 3.5 years for Elijah McClain to finally get his case settled, even though he really didn't get the justice he deserved. After 3 police chiefs and a temporary one, he still hasn't sought the justice that he should have gotten, his whole family. Thank God Preston is alive to tell his story. CNN is very interested, along with 2020. How many stories need to be told because the lack of justice, the lack of the city representatives, the lack of Aurora working with their citizens. Aurora is known for the court system not working with anyone. You get a ticket in Denver and they always reduce your costs. Denver has great representatives and are always willing to negotiate. I had a car stolen in Denver. Aurora picked up my car, brought it to M&M Towing. They didn't even try to contact me to let me know, even though I had a police report in Denver about it. M&M Towing, I called them to find out about the vehicle. 2 weeks later, they told me they did not have my vehicle, even though they did. When they had, 2 weeks later, I called, they finally told me that they had my vehicle. This is fraud written all over M&M Towing, which you guys, and I ended up paying over $800. If your car is stolen in Denver, they do not charge you for towing or for your car being impounded. This system needs to change and is broken. M&M Towing needs to be investigated. They've made $1 million that year. These are criminals, and DPD or APD is standing right there next to them. Aurora, you have to do better. It's time for you guys to take responsibility for your wrongdoings to your citizens, which is everyone who has had to deal with Aurora unjust system. Again, back to Preston Nunn. Mr. Nunn was again brutally attacked by officers who's always had issues with black men. I sat there and watched my boyfriends many times be attacked by their dogs by being released to the black guys that I was around. Aurora, the brutality case, once again, they should have fired that police officer. He called for backup when he didn't even need to. Preston was en route to pull his license out to show him his license because that's what he was asked from the police officer. And instead of the police officer giving him the opportunity to show him his driver's license, he immediately called for backup, which then again, what does it automatically do when we call for backup with a black man in a car? That means that something bad's about to happen. Common for the APD. After George Floyd's case, Elijah McClain's case, and the Chuck E. Cheese incident in 2005, stop already.
Sorry,
You guys have
your
got to
time
do
is
better
up.
than that, and we ask that APD take responsibility.
Robbie
Mayor?
DeYoung.
Can I get the contact?
Sure.
For the person who just spoke?
Mayor, council, I understand the mics aren't working really well, so if I'm a little loud, that's my intention. For everyone that is in the audience that doesn't know me, my name is Robbie DeYoung, and I am the moderator for the next door group, Stolen and Vandalized Vehicles in Colorado. I hear you. I will, if any of your cars are stolen, I'll be there for you. If any of your cars are stolen, I'll be there for you. Okay. Today is a special day for me. Today, my pit bull turned 2 years old. So Bjorn Ironside, happy birthday, buddy. He loved that bone I gave him. And I'm still going to pick a bone with everyone until we know that all pit bulls are grandfathered into this ban. And hopefully everything will turn out all right in November. I do want to say something. I would appreciate it, and this has happened the last 2 or 3 times I've been here. The handicap entrance on the east side of the building is blocked. So if you press the button to get in, you can't get in. That needs to be fixed, not just yellow tape put in front of it. So again, I'm not going to give up on fighting for stolen and vandalized vehicles. I'm also working now with hit and runs. I'm dealing with carjackings and all of it. And I'm not going to give up on it. I'm not going to give up on the pit bulls. And I thank you.
Mac McRae.
Mayor, my apologies. I get joy in congratulating people in groups. I apologize. My name is Mac McRae. I used to live in Aurora 17 years ago. I was given away at 5 years old because my mother isn't my mother. She's my aunt, and my aunt is my mother. And my mother was abusing me and called me a bastard child. And from age 5 until 17, I was given away to foster homes because my dad sent me away to protect me. My dad was a very influential person, but I joined the Army at 17 years old, and I didn't even have a high school diploma. I ended up getting a GED when I was in Germany. I've been in the Army, I've been in the Marine Corps, I've been an EMT, I've been a paramedic, I've been an RN. I went to PA school at Red Rocks. I went to law school in St. Paul. I didn't finish because God was calling me to Bible college. I didn't finish Bible college because my roommate was molesting his daughter. He's in prison right now. The reason I'm here is I'm here to ask the mayor and all of you council people, members, I don't envy your jobs. I don't. You have a lot on your plate and you have a lot to deal with. and I'm here to talk about the chief of police. Nick Metz is a quasi-friend and a great acquaintance of mine, and when David Puckett was lost, I helped Nick and hundreds of other people look for David Puckett. I spent 12 and 18-hour days, 3 days in a row, in December of 2016 and January of 2017. I subsequently gave $1,000 of toys to the search and rescue firehouse, and then I gave $5,000 worth of toys that was supposed to go to Nick directly to law enforcement patrol cars, but instead it went to Carol. Carol was the director of the advocate's office that has since retired. When I went up to the second floor with 20 trips of toys, Nick Metz, I miss him. I do. Nick. Do I continue?
Why don't you wait? Where are we at with the light?
May I ask that my time be extended during this period?
I paused your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, go ahead.
Nick Metz shook my hand and gave me a gold badge. That gold badge was to thank me for what I did. I subsequently had a friend that has been my friend since 10 years old that deals in drugs, steals stuff from my house. So I gave it to Chief Terrence Gordon. And if you want a chief of police, try to steal him away from Thornton. Terrence Gordon, he's about the change. He's black. He's from Milwaukee. Anyways, I gave it to the desk officer to give it to my friend Terrence Gordon, and he stole it. So I don't have that badge. I've gone to Jason Batchelor's office. I've talked to Colleen Lindstone. I've gone to the police department. I've talked to the chief of staff, Mrs. Reagan, or the assistant, and I won't even talk about Art Acevero. I've talked to the only female commander of the Aurora Fire Department. I left messages for Alex. I've gone through all these, and again, Christina told me that that I could come here and talk with you instead of emailing you. Would you please do something? I'll pay to replace my badge. I'd like it back. It was stolen, please. And if any of you have any connections with UC Health leadership or board of directors, please reach out to me. I have a story to tell you.
Tanya Tabachek.
Good evening, Council Mayor and council members. The first thing I just wanted to say, and I know it's not directly directed to anyone in particular, but Aurora does love diversity, and Aurora does not hate black people or white people or whatever people. And my mom has Filipinos, Asians, and so forth. So I just wanted to put that out there first. Second of all, the ATVs, when I was driving here tonight, I was like going, maybe we could make a license for them or something. I don't know, because there's no way that, I know there's police have so much staff, and there's not enough staff to change these, check these out. But last week I was in Denver. I know it's Denver separate than Aurora, but I was in Denver, and one of these ATVs literally came this close in front of my car. And they were doing wheelies and everything, and I saw one the other day in Aurora. I know we are spread thin on the police, but get them a license, maybe you could take a picture of them, or the motorbikes. We need to stop this now, because these people should not be on the road with ATVs. They're supposed to be riding the dirt, not on the road, and hopefully before someone gets killed. Thank you.
Katie.
No.
KD.
Good evening, Aurora. All right. Steven, you just, goddamn, it's a damn disappointment. You owe us over $500,000 because you don't know how to budget our money correctly. So when are we going to receive that back? The city, the citizens of Aurora, $500,000 that you spent on this speeding enforcement, which failed because you're a failure and a racist. Huh? When we expect to getting this $500,000 back, sir? Huh? I'm talking to you, little bitch. $500,000 that we're in the hole. Fucking failure. Anyway, at the end of the day, I think there needs to be an investigation done with Gateway High School. I'm getting complaints as far as, I like to put this on record, that people, children of color and children with disabilities are being mistreated, especially by the SRO and the administration staff. So I would encourage you guys to look into that. There's a young lady that's being charged who has autism. She's being charged with a felony for having an episode with an SRO officer. And he automatically went hands-on, and she had her first court date today. So I would encourage you guys to look into that. That's something very serious. That's a child, first of all. She's 17, and she has a disability. And I don't think that's fair for her being charged with the felony. That's absolutely ridiculous and asinine. So I would encourage you guys to look into that. That's something serious. So that's all I have for you. I will say, I will shout out one of the officers that I did record early last week, stepped in and handled a crisis situation. He did a really good job. I don't have his name, but he did a really good job. I like to give him praise on that. And he didn't stop me from recording, which is my First Amendment right. So I appreciate that. So when I get a chance, I'll definitely let each and every one of you guys know who that officer is. So he deserves all the praise in the world. But other than that, appreciate you guys' time. Fuck you. But yeah, so I'm done.
Time's up.
That was the last individual.
Motion is in order for the adoption of the agenda.
Mayor, motion to adopt the agenda.
Moved by the Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by?
Coombs.
Seconded by Councilmember Bergen to adopt the agenda. Discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the agenda.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Hancock. The motion passes to adopt the agenda.
Next question before us is the adoption of the consent calendar on motions. Item number 10A through 10C3. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Bergen.
motion to approve 10A or 10C1 through 10C3.
It's been moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by?
Hancock.
Seconded by Councilmember Hancock to approve the consent calendar on motions. Item number 10A through 10C3. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the adoption of the consent calendar on motions.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
the motion passes to adopt the consent calendar for motions.
Adoption of the consent calendar on resolutions and ordinances. Item number 11A through 11A2. Motion is in order.
Mayor,
Councilmember Gardner.
motion to approve 11A1 through 11B1.
Moved by Councilmember Gardner. 11B1. I stand corrected. Seconded by?
Savanik.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Savanik. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, the question before us is the adoption of the consent calendar on resolutions and ordinances, item number 11A1 through 11B1.
The motion passes to adopt the consent calendar for resolutions and ordinances.
Will the clerk now please read the title to item number 13A?
Item 13A is introduction of ordinance 2024-20, amending section 2-676 of Article 6 of Chapter 2 of the City Code pertaining to contracts and purchasing.
A brief presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Kristen Chuiwi. I am a procurement supervisor within the Purchasing Service Division. Tonight, I am reporting on behalf of Bryn Fillinger, Manager of Purchasing Services, who is attending this meeting virtually. Under Agenda Item 13A is a proposed ordinance to amend subsection C3 of Section 2-676 of the City Code pertaining to contracts and purchasing. Historically, back in November 2023, Council approved an ordinance to update Article 6 of Chapter 2 of the City Code pertaining to contracts and purchases. Within the approved ordinance, it included an update to change included an update to update change orders to report all change orders of $50,000 or more be reported on the Purchasing Services Weekly Report of Actions subject to call-up by any council member. This amendment was made to align with other increased thresholds approved in the ordinance that was reflected in Section 2-676C2. However, language was inadvertently omitted from Section 2-676C3, which currently reads as all change orders shall be reported in the Purchasing Services Weekly Report. The proposed amendment tonight is to amend the ordinance in the change of Section 2-676C3 to read as all change orders of $50,000 or more shall be reported in the weekly report of purchasing actions to correctly reflect the changes of the approved ordinance back in November 2023. So the question before council is, does the council approve to propose ordinance to amend the subsection C3 of Section 2-676 of the City Code?
Questions of staff? Seeing none, motion is in order.
Mayor, I move to approve 13A.
It's moved by Councilmember Sundberg, seconded by
Bergen.
Seconded by Councilmember Bergen. A discussion? Seeing no discussion, the question before us is the adoption of item number 13A. Call for the question.
The motion passes to adopt ordinance 2024-20.
Would the clerk now please read the title to item number 15A?
Item 15A is ordinance 2024-17, annexing a parcel of land located in the southeast corner of Section 2 and northeast quarter of Section 11, Township 4 South, Range 66 West of the 6th Principal Meridian, County of Arapahoe.
Okay. Brief presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jacob Cox, Director of Development Services. A petition for this annexation was filed with the clerk's office for a roughly 41-acre parcel owned by the Allen Trust. This parcel is located at the northeast corner of 6th Avenue and Hope Parkway. Council made a finding of substantial compliance regarding this annexation on February 12th, 2024. The annexation process follows state law. This is the third of those meetings in which we're considering the annexation. As a reminder, we continued that public hearing to the April 8th council meeting. Thank you. In order to also conduct a public hearing on the zoning at the last council meeting. So tonight's meeting is consideration of the final readings of the annexation and zoning ordinances, and then consideration of the annexation agreement for approval. 15A is that annexation ordinance, 15B being the initial zoning ordinance, and 15C being the annexation agreement. It is to note that the annexation agreement follows the city's model agreement. There's no separate presentation from the applicants, but I'm happy to answer any question on any of the items.
Questions of staff? Seeing none, motion is in order.
Mayor, I move to approve 15A.
So moved by Councilmember Sundberg, seconded by
Zvonek.
Seconded by Councilmember Hancock to approve item number 15A. Discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 15A.
The motion passes to adopt ordinance 2024-17.
Clerk, now please read the title to item number 15B.
Item 15B is ordinance 2024-19, zoning a parcel of land measuring 40 acres more or less located north of the intersection of Stephen D. Hogan Parkway and East 6th Avenue to Business Tech District and amending the zoning map accordingly.
Brief presentation by staff.
So this request is for a zoning map amendment to initially zone approximately 40 acres to the I-1 Business Tech District. This follows the comprehensive plan in terms of compliance and some other zoning considerations that were taken. Potential size, scale, and height and density of the proposed additional zoning to the I-1 are compatible with the current impacts associated with this area. Most of the parcel is also in the airport influence sub-area, so restrictions to residential. So this is anticipated to be a commercial project, and that would allow for commercial. The zoning process was initiated on February 29th, 2024, and was recommended to council by the Planning Commission in a 6-0 decision. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions of staff? Seeing none, motion is in order.
Mayor, I move to approve 15B.
Moved by Councilmember Sundberg, seconded by?
Coombs.
Seconded by Councilmember Coombs to approve item number 15B. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the adoption of item number 15B.
The motion passes to adopt ordinance 2024-19.
Clerk, now please do the title to item number 15C.
Item 15C is consideration of an annexation agreement between the City of Aurora, Colorado, and Harold F. Allen and Edna F. Allen Trust, Dennis Allen, trustee.
Brief presentation by staff.
This item is the annexation agreement, in which guides the underlying property responsibilities with annexation, and this agreement does follow the city's model. Happy to answer any questions.
Questions of staff? Seeing none, motion is in order.
Mayor, I move to approve 15C.
Moved by Councilmember Sundberg, seconded by?
Zavonic.
Seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Zavonic to approve item number 15C. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the adoption of item number 15C.
The motion passes to adopt item 15C.
Reports. Mayor, kind of a difficult decision, but Saturday's a regular work day for me, where if I'm not in an event, I'm in the office. But I'm going to draw the line on Sunday, and so I will certainly do religious services and events. I think there's a Lutheran church that's invited me next Sunday. I think that's fine. But all other events that are not faith-based or religious-oriented, I'm going to have to cancel, not do. And I think I need a little bit of time off. Let's see. Councilmember Gardner.
No report.
Councilmember Lawson.
No report, but it's Councilmember Coombs.
Oh, Councilmember Coombs.
I'll be brief. I know folks want to get to the Nuggets game. I had the pleasure of joining Councilmember Murillo for her town hall. I also was able to attend the multimodal transportation plan planning charrette with staff, and I wanted to thank our commission members and community members who took their day to be there as well, and thank HDR Group, the consultant, for including team members who are actually Aurora residents on their team. And then also, just wanted to thank the folks at New American Leaders who had 5 Aurorans in their program 2 weeks ago for candidate training.
Councilmember Gardner. Councilmember Jornsky.
Yeah, I have a report. The incompetence of leadership in the Aurora Police Department has now caught my attention. And it's caught my attention in a big way. Tonight, I respectfully ask for the resignation of officers Brian Odell, Tim Meehan, Seth Robertson, Mark Hildebrand, and Heather Morris. Until these 5 are no longer in this department, I'm not going to let this issue go. I'm only going to get louder. Jason, if you continue to try and ignore me on this, there's someone waiting just around the corner to come out and come full speed. You will not ignore this situation. You will deal with this situation. And now, not only is it complaints about how criminals are being treated in this city, it is also victims. How we are treating victims in this city. These 5 officers do not belong in this department. They are a threat to this city, to victims and probably to suspects as well, but certainly to victims. You are directly incompetent for overseeing the Aurora Police Department. To the rank and file in the Aurora Police Department, I need to make something very, very clear. I stand with you and I will always stand with you. This is directed at these 5 officers. For the rest of the department, I will always stand with you. And to the media, there's no reason to reach out to me. A press conference and a lawsuit is coming.
Councilmember Murillo. I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem, did you have a...
Yeah, no report.
Okay. Okay, Councilmember Murillo.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to thank Councilmember Coombs for co-hosting our last town hall. Y'all, we got to hear from one of the directors, Donnie Betts. He's a longtime resident, active community member in the ACAD district, and had just wrapped up his play, and it was just fascinating to hear his perspectives on kind of what's possible in the ACAD district. Lots of energy, lots of hope. Got to share some of the potential plans we have coming down the pipeline along the Colfax corridor, hopefully with some positive energy. It was really great to just hear I don't know, I just felt like it was such a treat to hear the back end perspective as a somebody who's lived and worked in the Colfax area. So it was great. It felt very intimate, and we got to hear from the Aurora Fox director. Just not many opportunities where I feel like community will have access to that type of kind of conversation. So it was incredible. The AEOC. Sorry, there's a lot of chatter going on over here, but. There's a lot of excitement around the Aurora Economic Opportunity Coalition's documentary. It's called America's Hidden Gem, Northwest Aurora. So lots of positive and encouraging stories coming out of the Northwest part of Aurora, and really great showing for that feature premiere. So just lots of exciting things that I was excited to share with you all.
Councilmember Sundberg.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I would agree. You need some time off. Take a day or two off on a regular basis.
Day or 2 off. Month. 2 months.
It is National Educator Week, by the way. They're doing the Lord's work out there. Look out for them and thank them. We were in D.C. recently hearing from our Colorado representatives, from senators to Congress people, at least their staffers, but we talked about a number of issues as it relates to Colorado and advancing our interests and economy. And I was in Rifle, Colorado a couple of weeks back for an energy symposium looking at all things energy as it relates to Colorado. I think we need a broad portfolio of energy for national security. Of course, we want to be cleaner all the time, but did you know, Mayor, that the global cloud computing system requires more energy than the global aviation fleet now? And our electrification may not be able to keep up with it, so it's a big factor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Councilmember Medina.
Thank you, sir. My town hall is next Tuesday, May 14th, at the Active Adult Center, 6:30 to 8, where we'll have Aurora Fire Department talking about their strategic plan. Thank you.
Councilmember Hancock.
Thank you, Mayor. If you have not received the Visit Aurora magazine, it's free. We have one of the Havana Bid restaurants featured on the cover, and we have over 120 beautifully designed and articulate restaurants up and down the Colfax Bid. You can eat literally around the world in Ward 4, so big shout out to Ward 4. I attended yesterday the Colorado Association of Black Professional Engineers and Scientists, their 42nd annual Student Awards banquet. I was so impressed with these young people from junior high up through high school in the STEM study group and their science and technology. These are our future engineers. And this group is tutors young people in the sciences and in mathematics to equip them to be trailblazers for our future. So big shout out to CAPES. That is my report.
Councilmember Lawson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to just say that to the residents of Ward 5, I know that we've had a lot of violent incidents in Ward 5, especially in this past couple weeks. And I just want to tell everyone that I am listening. And my plan is to get with the chief to talk to the residents, specifically of Mission Viejo and Meadowwood, where these occurrences are happening. I am listening, I am concerned, and I just want to let everybody know that I am trying to address the issues and the crime that is happening in Ward 5. So I just wanted to let everyone know, and this will go out as well. I'm just trying to get the meeting organized where we can talk to the police chief and our department regarding the issues that have actually come about, especially in these past 3 weeks. So I just wanted to let the residents know that that will be forthcoming and information will be on the dates and time of that.
Councilmember Bergen.
Thank you, Mayor. I also attended the Accelerate trip, and we talked about transportation, aerospace, we talked about the CHIPS Act, and also PFAS funding as well. The only disappointment was that we really only got to see, I think, 3 of our congressmen, because the rest were our staffers that addressed us. Friday was a really great session with the different departments that addressed us. My town hall is next Wednesday, the 15th, from 6 to 8 at the Towns Reach Library. We'll have a budget presentation by Greg Hayes, and then also going to have a presentation on sober living homes. I have 3 in one particular neighborhood, and a lot of concerns from residents about the legality of them and so forth, so we'll be discussing that. I had my E470 roadway subcommittee last week, and Saturday attended the Derby contest at the Southlands Shopping Center, which was really fun. We got to judge the best hat and the best outfit. And then again, just want to thank my colleagues for supporting the resolution on careers in construction. Obviously, that did pass unanimously, and then we did have a lot of good press on that particular issue as well. So very important that our high school students will be able to get curriculum on the different construction industry careers. And then also attended the Connecting Aurora multimodal presentation that was done at Towns Reach Library. So that is it for my report.
Seeing no business before the Aurora City Council, meeting is adjourned.